I'm being investigated by the ethics committee of one of the major medical societies that I'm a member of. And if it goes poorly, I could lose my license. I'm a board certified plastic surgeon who's been in private practice for 20 years. I've been voted one of the top plastic surgeons in the country by various magazines, newspapers, and the people of my local city, Detroit. So I was shocked when I received an email the other day from the ethics committee of one of the major medical societies that I'm a member of. The email said that I'm being investigated for unprofessional conduct. You see, a person went online and lodged an ethics complaint about me. Now, no, he didn't claim that I was harming my patients, nor that I was endangering my patients, or even making bad medical decisions. He claimed that I was promoting violence and misandry towards men. And this was all based on a TikTok video I made. Yes, a TikTok. Let's take a look at it.
You know what you did, Shay?
Oh,
Sharkeisha!
oh my God, Sharkeisha!
So this obviously humorous video was misinterpreted by a man, so much so that he took it upon himself to lodge a complaint against me, a formal complaint. Now, was the person lodging the complaint a patient of mine? No. Maybe another plastic surgeon? No. Maybe somebody in the medical field? No. He's a dude who works in IT. Well, I'm not privy to the exact machinations of an ethics complaint, since honestly, I've never had one before, but my understanding is that the head of the ethics committee received the complaint, most likely did some preliminary investigation, and decided that it had enough merit to warrant a full investigation. Yeah, seriously, off a TikTok video. Well, my case has been assigned to another plastic surgeon who will investigate it and report back to the committee or the committee chair about what he thinks should happen next. I could get publicly or privately censured by my society, and essentially this is a public or private declaration by the society that I did something very, very bad. I could have my membership put on probation, and I could even get kicked out of the society. And if that occurs, they would then send notice to the American Board of Plastic Surgery, which could then make the decision to revoke my board certification if they decide that it's warranted. Now, if I lose my board certification, I could lose my hospital and my OR privileges, and it's possible that I would not be allowed to operate anymore. And I mean, yeah, this is pretty scary since this is my livelihood. So after getting this email from the ethics committee notifying me of my investigation, what did I do? Did I cry on my little dog's shoulder? Did I jump up and down and curse the society to hell? Well, no. I did what you probably would expect me to do. I made a TikTok and a reel about it, of course. Now, honestly, I didn't know where to turn, so I turned to my followers and my friends to let them know what was going on. I explained everything you've just heard, and I tell you, the response was massive. The videos went viral, reaching over 6 million views with tens of thousands of comments from people pledging their support of me. Plastic surgeons like Dr. Adam Rubenstein and Dr. Kelly Killeen made videos in support of me. New Beauty magazine told my story, and Newsweek even contacted me to share my story as well. Well, I also received calls and text messages from my friends and my colleagues pledging their support and their sympathy to my situation. And then I received a very surprising call. The call was patched through via my office answering service. Now, initially, it sounded honestly like a spam call, and it was essentially silence punctuated by a couple of clicking noises. And I was about to honestly hang up when I heard a voice very hesitantly say, "Dr. Yoon?" So I asked, "Who's calling?" And he said, "I'm the guy who lodged the ethics complaint against you." Wow. Well, it turns out the man lodged the complaint many months ago, and he told me that he was in a really bad place in his life. He was in a bad relationship which had just ended. He came then upon my video. He didn't think it was funny, and so he went online and lodged this complaint against me. Now, he pretty much forgot that he did it, and since he wasn't a follower of mine, he didn't realize that this complaint was taken seriously until he randomly saw my TikTok video, since it was shared by so many thousands of people. And once he realized that this complaint was going to actually hurt somebody, me, he knew that he had to take it back. So he called me to apologize and asked me what he needed to do to make amends and make it right. Well, he seemed really nervous to talk to me, and honestly, I could really hear it in his voice. So how did I reply to him? Well, since it wasn't Dr. Charles Lee who lodged the complaint,
because this with ridiculous. This is ridiculous. This is ridiculous.
I told him that I accepted his apology. We had a nice conversation afterwards, and I told him that I really appreciated him having the courage to call me personally and to apologize. And to me, it really showed that he has integrity. A few hours later, he CC'd me on an email that he sent to the society asking them to retract his complaint and shut down the investigation. Now, plastic surgery is the wild west of medicine. There are doctors performing extreme operations on people, operating on more than one patient at a time, demeaning their patients, caring only about money and fame, and honestly doing all sorts of horrible, risky, and crazy things. Well, I am not that doctor. I've never been sued. I have a 2.5-year waiting list of patients wanting to see me, and I covered the ER of my local hospital for 19 years for free. Everything I do as a plastic surgeon is based on my #1 rule: do the right thing for my patients. And not only that, I've donated hundreds of hours of my time to my societies by serving on committees and giving talks, and I promoted my societies and the importance of seeing board-certified plastic surgeons on my social media, on TV, and in my books to millions of people. Yet I'm the one my society decided to go after. Yes, freaking me! So where is this investigation now? Well, I'm waiting to hear back to see whether the ethics committee will drop their case against me. I emailed them a request to drop it along with an explanation of why, and I haven't heard back. No acknowledgement of receipt, nothing. And as of this recording, it's been over a week. Now, when I hear back, I'll pin a comment on this video to let you know what happens. Now, as much as I believe that this investigation is not right, I'll be the first person to admit if I'm wrong, and sometimes I'm wrong. In fact, I made a video right up here about 5 things that I was wrong about. Have you ever heard that from a doctor, much less a surgeon? Well, check out the video right up here. And for God's sake, please don't tell my societies about it because I don't want to have any more trouble. And as always, eat real food, use clean skincare, and auto-juvenate before you operate.